Yeah. That's a wild thing going on right now. There we go. Sorry, everybody. Okay.
We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to that. A little technical difficulty there when that was
a wild way to start the show.
yeah, that was really weird. So basically we're learning how to live stream at the moment. So we have a few technical difficulties along the way, but you know, you guys are here.
That was a fun one.
That was a fun one. That scared the shit out of me. That's for sure.
Simulated animator. What's happening?
But yeah, what's up, shredders? But this is episode 264 of the Bad Taste Video Podcast, and I'm Mike, and I'm here with my man Grizz. We have quite the fucking movie this week. Holy shit, man. A movie that was introduced to me by you. I didn't know about this one. I don't think it was released in America at all at that time. Looks like it was a Euro, UK, Asia release. But
oddly enough.
But man, I'll hit the intro to let these people know what the fuck we're watching. Vampire Nights.
Dude.
Jeez, it looks like it's like a band photo at the end.
I've gone on record as saying that Nudist Colony of the Dead has the best like made for movie theme song ever, right? But then I heard fucking Vampire Nights. That opening theme song, dude, blows my fucking wig back. I love that song.
What a damn theme song it is, right? There is some
rocks.
Hey man, this kind of is a Fright Night ripoff, and it's got to come correct when it comes to fucking theme songs if you're gonna go after Fright Night, right?
I'm glad that you've already made that comparison, because this is I got so much like Fright Night vibes from this. I mean, this is a very low budget movie, but it captures all of the same like essence that I love about Fright Night. I feel that in this movie for some reason. Like, and yeah, this, like you said, man, was it's obviously made, you know, here in America, but never released in this country for some reason. I could never get to the bottom of like what the whole deal was, man, because out of everything that like we've seen from like 1988 and stuff, this fits in so well with that catalog. How did this not get picked up? And like, wait till you guys see some of the things we're going to get into here. You're going to be blown away that this hasn't gotten more attention than it has.
Yeah, I agree 100%. This has like everything that like a US audience would really be into. So there must have been some sort of issue somewhere that led to it not being released here at all, because like it had to have been shot. It looks like maybe 16 millimeter, right? Has that 16 millimeter look. Yeah. I think, does it let us know? Technical specs. Oh no, this was shot on 35 millimeter, even though it looks like 16. So
give this some more attention then, because like this could be cleaned up and made to look
great,
amazing.
Yeah, it's like a slapsticky horror comedy In the time of the 80s where you have movies like Fright Night, you have movies like Once Bitten, you have all these like now like comedy, horror, more mainstream-ish movies. This also has like a Lost Boys feel to it. You know what I mean? Like with that whole...
I don't, but go ahead.
I don't know, like
I don't watch that movie.
no, well, like the Frog Brothers and all that shit. And this one, you have fucking Kenny, right? Is that his name?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Ken. He's like sitting in his room watching horror movies. There's all like fucking spooky shit around. He's making his own props. He's doing like fucking Dr.
Ken's the
Claus
man.
voice.
All right, so and
That's-
Ken will, as you will see, is like the ultimate man. I love Ken. This character is so good. So like, let's before we get into these clips and stuff like that, let's like lay a little bit into it. So the story itself, I think, is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We have who we just talked about, Ken, who has got his whole flat of fucking roommates and shit to join the Vampire Knights, which is like a TV fucking like gimmick thing and shit. And he like you said, he's got the creatures and shit in his room. He fully believes in vampires.
He's got like a head that he talks to, like a skull.
Yeah, dude, it's great. And but he he gets his friends all involved, and lo and behold, these three sexy fucking vampires just happen to hear about the Vampire Knights, and they come to investigate.
Yeah.
And it's fucking mayhem, and the campiest, like, dude, I absolutely fucking love
Yeah.
vampire
One of the
movies
best
now.
endings-
I'm so fucking sold.
One of the best endings in a movie that I've seen in a while. One of the best credit sequences in a movie that I've seen in a while. Just they nailed it. I saw people online, like when you look at what the hell is it called? What the hell's the thing where like you could go on and see what people think of movies? Shit, man.
Like
I can't
Rotten
think of it.
Tomatoes or whatever.
Yeah, but it's one of those types of things. I can't think of it. Maybe if somebody in the chat can. Letterboxd.
Okay.
People like saying how like fucking they didn't hit on the comedy and it was like too much and all this shit. I think this thing was fucking nailed perfectly.
Especially for the year 88. I mean, this fits like right the fuck at EK fucking IMDb.
It's Letterboxd. That's the one that we. Thank you, Silhouetted Animator. That was it. But it's,
for like I was saying, for 88, dude, I feel like this is a home run. So I just got shown this movie myself.
Mm-hmm.
I spent some time at a buddy of mine, fucking Grave Spitter on Instagram's place. Dude's got an insane collection, and he bust this out as a must watch for the weekend. And I instantly fell in love. I messaged you immediately, was like, Mike, dude, this is the next week we're doing. Like, this has to happen fucking immediately. Because I knew from watching it that this was going to be something that you fucking instantly fell in love with also.
For sure. As soon as you said like, man, like you're going to love this. And usually with movies, when you say that, like you are always correct. I am maybe 50-50. But as soon as I watched it, I'm like, okay, all right, let me watch it once more. Cause you know how I always watch the movie 3-4 times for the
Dissect
thing.
it, that's right.
Yep. After the second watch, I'm on eBay looking, all right, let's see. What do we got here? And I ordered myself a copy. I got a UK release because I wanted the copy that we're watching tonight that we have clips from is from the Japanese release done by Grave Spitter. He ripped this for us. So these are our clips that we use, but they have Japanese subtitles. So that's going to be something that you're going to see.
Preface it with those.
I figured the movie wasn't that bad. So like when it comes to gore and all that stuff, so the UK release probably isn't cut. You know what I mean? Like it's probably the straight film. It's probably the cut that we're, might
It
be
is
the
probably
cut
the exact same cut.
that's on like fucking YouTube right now.
This is not like a over the top, extremely gory movie. Like that's not what you're getting into. Like you just said at all. But which is usually like what I love about low budget movies and shit. But this, like the person who said this doesn't hit on the comedy, I don't get that at all, man. Because like, dude, this hits on every aspect of like horror comedy that I want it to.
Yeah.
Like it's not over the top. It's not
No.
like taken too far. It's subtle at points. It still keeps alive the vampire story. We talk a lot about like what we like in vampire movies, about like the lore that they keep or that they abandon and stuff. This movie keeps like all of this stuff in play. the crucifix, the all the classic things that you imagine in vampire lore are all kind of being thrown about in this movie in a very campy, fun way.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of the comedy comes from the acting, comes from line delivery, comes from, the dialogue. It's not necessarily the thing. It's not like, over the top, like a Dead Alive type thing where like a lot of the comedy it comes from the gore. You know what I mean?
Right,
from like the things getting covered in shit and all that. That's not what this is. It's very like college type humor, right? Like this is probably aimed towards that demographic. If when you see the clips and the type of, there's sex jokes and all that stuff. And it really seems like something like that, almost like Pledge Night, shit like that. Very similar type vibe to it. It's great. It's a lot of fun. I love it. I really love this movie.
Why don't we start off with, just to give like the idea of like some of the, this kind of gives a little bit of the story too, is the TV intro of the Vampire Nights TV intro that we have, where this is the guy that
Sir
is
Peterson.
sign these people up. Yeah, Sir Peterson. That's what it is. Dude, such a good name.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the Peter Vincent character.
You're right.
So he's Sir Peterson. There he is.
And the official Vampire Nights crossbow.
Very, very sarcastic.
George. Jim Dodson. Vampire Nights. Keep that here. Get off. The Vampire Nights crossbow. Every member, the Vampire Nights motto. Suck on this, vampire. Suck on this, vampire.
Now,
You fool.
oh, that's him talking to his
Talking to the little head.
Yeah, talking to his head. Now, the thing with this guy is eventually he gets like fed up with everything, but he's talking about like, I even started the Vampire Nights membership drive. It's not my fault. There's only one member. And this guy,
This guy is the one member.
Yeah, it's Ken. Ken is the only member of this thing.
Poor Ken.
Yeah, as you can see from that clip too, like there's a very distinctive like visual I guess presence or whatever to the movie, right? It has like a very distinct look to it.
Yeah, and I mean, I appreciate it at times, and I think at other times it detracts from the movie. Like part of the whole Vampire Night is that you get like this like alarm thing that like sets off this red light when a vampire is around. So all those shots that are like in that full red wash, because of like the quality and the budget of everything, it's very unreadable at times. I tried to take some clips of some of those scenes, and it was just like, this is kind of a waste of time because you can't see, much of anything going on.
Yeah, and there's like also other things that probably, if it was a little bit more well lit, would have been a little bit better. Like when Ken and Tom, no, not Ken and Tom and who's the other friend? Not Ken.
Oh, Eddie
Bobby?
or something like that.
Bobby?
That's what it is. Yeah.
When they're in the van, like going to get whatever, they're like talking and they're like, oh man, let's pick up this hitchhiker. And it's like a college age girl on the side of the road. And it turns out that she is, it looked like she was a werewolf or something, like some sort of monster.
Something was going on.
Yeah. And like, they don't realize that she's turned into this monster, and they hit like a speed bump and she falls out of the back of the van. So like,
escape danger.
Yeah, and you like see a like dummy get thrown out of the back of the van, but it's kind of hard to see like what she turned into, but you see that that's the type of movie that it's going to be. It's going to be very like on that next level of comedy where it's going to be, monsters and shit like that, and just right. Yeah, Steven, right? It's a fucking Kiryu. I'm going to call you Steven, Kiryu, whatever you want. I assume she was a werewolf because they keep showing the full moon also. So, I have to turn that into like a background for us.
It's so good especially when the bats are flying.
Dude, when I get my tape, I'm gonna rip that and I'm gonna fucking make it our background. That's gonna be it. Yeah.
So like this whole sets up our whole story here. We have our dude Ken, who is the weirdo who stays at home watching his vampire stuff, hanging out in his room, and his friends are going out. They're going to this party. And the party is fucking hilarious for one. Like the different cast of characters and everything.
This is the shit I love. You know how I always say like, oh, I like the build up, like just seeing the people hanging out. That's like half the movie, and it's great.
It's great build up. It's the best type of like people hanging out. Like, dude, show the fire scene. Like they're at this party, and like these vampire chicks have shown up, unsuspecting to anybody. Nobody knows
they
they're
actually
vampires.
slipped in through a bathroom window. So
Yes,
so
that's
these
because they're
so
bats
these
and they transform.
yeah, which is fucking pretty hilarious.
I love the bat thing.
But they're like walking through, and like this guy like pinches the girl's ass, and well, he definitely pays the price for that with a very impressive burn sequence. Look at this guy's fucking wardrobe. Turtlenecks.
The mullet.
Hey, you got a nice ass. Look at that. His hand catches on fire.
Dude. The audio here is the best part.
Is this the first time that like somebody's ever done this? Hot, hot, hot,
Hot, hot.
hot, 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 hot. Dude, look at that burn sequence.
Dude, that dude is lit the fuck up, man.
How did he survive that? Jesus.
Dude. Fucking
Man.
lit up, bro.
For those people listening at home, like, please go to our YouTube and watch this just for that clip itself, or go to my Instagram page, well, our Instagram page, technically, at Bad Taste Video, because there's a clip up right now of that burn sequence, and it is fucking impressive. It's better than
great.
it's better than like the Kane Hodder Part 7 one, where it's like,
It's
oh,
better than
yeah.
the burning.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no, this
it's
is crazy.
burning level.
This is
Up there,
so unsafe. This is so fucking unsafe. But
love this.
you know what? They
It's the
they
best.
do what they got to do. But somebody else meets their demise at this party too, right?
Oh, this character though, this like slick Rick fucking like, just like I don't know how else to describe. He's such like a shyster, but like smooth. He thinks
It's like
he's the man
smarmy,
kind of
like
thing.
80s
Yeah, yeah,
asshole,
exactly.
right? Like this fucking like the
Every woman wants
Bradster.
him.
Yeah, like the Bradster from Night of the Creeps. Right?
Perfect. Yeah,
So
that's a great comparison.
so he oversteps some boundaries too, and he pays the ultimate price also.
I just think we should stop this silly charade, you know?
Hey, yo,
Yeah, maybe.
Start acting like adults. Why don't we screw?
she turns into a vampire, reaches back, just goes in and grabs herself a heart out of this guy's fucking chest. Now you don't see the actual heart rip or anything like that, but you do
it's
see
like a
her
heart.
holding it. Yeah, you do see her holding it. So it's not too bad.
I love him looking at his own heart. Before
Dude,
he
the music
falls.
is crazy in this also,
Oh,
right? Isn't the
throughout
score
whole
wild?
movie. The whole movie, the music is incredible. Like it's the entire package. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Like, this
yeah.
movie blew me away, dude.
Yeah, the party sequence, like you said, is like fucking hilarious. There's like a ton of shit that happens. This is where we actually also see that there are rules to this whole vampire thing, right? They have, I guess, a platter that has a crucifix on it, right? And
Yeah, so
explain
it's
this one.
ridiculous. Okay, so they're at that party, and obviously, like these chicks, these vampires are here to look for the vampire knights, right?
They
So
think they're like
find it-
legit vampire hunters. Like they think
Right.
this is like a legit thing.
And so like they walk up to him at the party and like, we're going back to your place. And the guys are like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? And like they don't even tell him the address. They're like, we know where you live. So the guys go back and they get like the cheapest fucking wine together and shit. And the girls show up and he brings them out this wine, which is like slag wine that he fucking like
Yeah,
refills.
it's like
from, a
vinegar
jug.
now, right? Like they have a nice
try
bottle.
it.
They have a nice bottle, but they fucking
so
they
good.
refill it. The dirtiest of the dirt.
Yeah, they don't even drink it. They keep spitting it out. It's so bad. But they bring out this like shit wine to these girls at their place on this fucking like crucifix platter, I guess.
Communion and fucking thing.
And, dude, the main big blonde vampire, who's like the main like, I guess she's
leader.
like the head of that pack or whatever. Her reaction to it when she gets handed these fucking cookies or whatever, the crackers, it just cracks me up so much. It's the only reason I pulled this clip.
So they bring the drinks out on the platter, and the guy's holding the crucifix platter, and they all just kind of turn away,
No. Why do you
blinded by the
have
crucifix.
curtains? Do you have any crackers?
Yeah, you want some?
Yeah, could you be dear? Sure.
The gut rot. Yeah, that's right. Graves bitter. The gut rot. That's the wine.
This fucking movie is just ridiculous.
Ken blowing bubbles in his
Yeah.
mouth. Here you go.
Thank you.
She just fucking tosses
Yeah. Throws it over her shoulder. That's like a very like Elvira thing, right? Like
that's 100% an Elvira.
she kind of
thing.
has like an Elvira like thing going on, right?
a blonde Elvira vibe for sure.
Yeah, like I could see it's like, oh yeah, like that's what I was going for with that. But this all is basically a setup for all these guys to get taken one by one by these vampires. They all want to get split up for different reasons. The guys are like college age guys. They're looking to score, and these girls want to drink their blood. Funny thing about like this group of female vampires is like they have these little side chats, and you realize that like, no, they like really let me back up for a second. The one slips and says that they're from Transylvania. But
the conversation.
yeah. But like when they have these little like side chats together, they keep talking about like, oh, didn't you have your like fucking how to like live as a vampire like fucking handbook? Like, didn't you learn anything in school?
And like because there's one shy vampire who's like, this is her first time like gonna be sucking blood and everything, and she doesn't know how to do it. And like, there's always like these like little, like you were saying, these little, like, pep talks.
Actually,
with her,
we have a clip about this, and you can see the type of humor that's in this also.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just put that shit on.
You take as much guy's neck into your mouth as possible without gagging. Understand? Yeah.
The redheaded girl's like supposed to be the new one in the group.
She's my favorite though. She's the cutest.
Simply dig in and start sucking until he's dry. Do you swallow? Of course you swallow it. That's what all this vampire business is all about.
That's what it's all about, baby.
I see, like,
Dude,
just
it's
the way that
hilarious.
these like actors and stuff and shit like go back and forth. It's like really good for being shot
Line
in what
delivery.
7 days, right? Shot in a week or whatever.
Yeah. Line delivery's amazing.
Yeah,
They
like
kill it.
they really play off each other very well. I feel like all the jokes hit. Like even if it's corny, it still fits with the movie.
It fits
You know?
in. Yeah, like, because even like you were saying with those like side chats and shit that they have, like there's like mention of how that like little shy redheaded vampire, like she's like has these expectations of her because she's like Grandpa Dracula's fucking great granddaughter or whatever like that. And like it's just like I just love those like little throwback like Easter egg comments and shit. That shit's hilarious to me.
Yeah,
just building on the vampire lore thing.
Well, they also have another scene with her where she's like, "Oh, you know what? Let me play the clip." And when you're listening at home, I want you to guess what what this is.
Oh yeah.
So of course it's they're looking in the bathroom, and of course everything like a college like aged frat house would have.
Oh, look how cute, little balloons.
And of course she has to blow one up because it's 1988, right?
Fucking virgin vampires, dude. This is so funny. She goes back to it.
I really can't believe that nobody's done like a nice scan of this. There's got to be a reason
Especially
why
if it
there's
was
nothing here.
35? Dude,
There's got to be a reason behind it, right? Like
it would clean up so fucking nice. Imagine like even you could. It's 35 millimeter. You could probably run this 2K.
yeah. Well, if it's 35, you could do 4K, can't you?
I just don't know if it'd fully clean up. I mean, it depends on how nice those masters are. Cause
Yeah, true.
I don't know why it looks so shitty for being 35 millimeter.
That could be the tape transfer. You know what I mean? Like
be.
just
Yeah,
just
true,
how they the tape stock that they used. Anything like. I didn't look at the other version that was on YouTube that I know that it's not the anime one, right? That's like the big thing on there apparently. It's Kiryu says it's probably hard to track the 35 millimeter. I have no idea. We'll see when I get my copy in the mail if it's any different. Could be better, could be worse. could be exactly the same, but we will
I
find
know
out. We will
Gravespitter
let you
has
know.
multiple copies of it, and I'm sure like they have to be pretty similar.
Yeah, well, Gravespitter, have you watched every version that you have? Probably two versions,
He
right?
watches every tape that he owns. So
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sure he has.
Yeah. Oh my
all he
God.
does.
Yeah. But there's so many things like that in this movie. There's all these little jokes about, there's sex things and vampire jokes all mixed in, and it's like the 80s. So like they don't really give a fuck what they're saying. Right, like everybody just kind of went for it in this movie. It's not like particularly offensive in any sort of way. I don't think there's no nudity in this movie either. Right?
There was one booby that I had to fucking like drop a clip from, and it wasn't even like an actress. It was a poster in a bedroom behind a kill that was happening when Tom is killed. It was like a sexy poster in the background, and I almost didn't catch it. I almost was like, "Oh, this is fine." Then I was like, "Oh, there's a nipple there. I gotta fucking pull this one out." But like we're discussing like the line delivery. A great example of that though is when Tom does get killed, and fucking Ken is like he's like about to eat this Chinese food, and they find fucking Tom's body. The way Ken delivers his lines throughout this entire movie is what makes him my favorite character.
All right, let me roll that one.
This is incredible.
Should be me.
Actual vampire attacking my house on my friend.
Oh, you sound like we're fortunate to have this happen to us.
In a way, we are. Chinese food?
I doubt Tom feels very fortunate.
I like this line.
I doubt Tom feels anything right now.
Wow!
Wow!
Punchers.
You're lucky Tom isn't here to see how you're treating
This guy's
him.
mullet's nice.
Might be.
He might be.
What?
He's really dumb sometimes. He was bitten by a vampire. He's dead now, but he may soon come back.
This has a terrorized type look to it also. Right?
Dude,
Like the way
Ken
that it's
is-
filmed.
Ken is amazing. He is such a for that part. You couldn't have picked a better person, man. He nails that fucking role.
I agree 100%. He like morphs throughout the movie too. Like in the beginning, he's a little annoying, right? Like when he first
That's him?
fucking, yeah, like when they're first talking to him about going into the fucking, like, oh man, like if I join the Knights, will you come with us? And he's like, I don't believe him. I don't want him. I hate his
don't know.
guts. Like
It's actually the exact voice he used. It's
yeah, I'm
good.
pretty good with that one, man. But like it was like a
He
little.
did the same thing growing up.
It was a little annoying. And like pretty much once the vampire girls come to the house, I feel like he like starts to like shine. It becomes less annoying and it becomes more like funny because he doesn't give a fuck. Right. Like, and once
is
he,
I love,
yeah.
yeah.
And once he realizes that like, yeah, it's like vampires, he's fucking pumped. He is like ready to go.
'Cause
Right.
he
He's
fully
the only,
believes,
yeah, he's the only one that like is truly prepared for this because at one point, what's his name? Tom, right? He's like, he realizes that there's like a vampire thing going on and he's hiding in the fucking fridge. Right? Like he's just overcome. Like he cannot fucking deal with it. And Ken is like pumped. He's like, I got my fucking crossbow. I got my fucking steaks. Let's go, man. I got my my platter with a fucking cross on it. We're good to
And,
go.
There's like this side story that happens once the girls show up that it makes this movie for me, and it's the love story that happens between Ken and this shy vampire girl, because the two other
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are kind of just like tossing her off onto Ken because she's the weird shy one. So they're like, why don't you go with Ken and hang out in his room and shit?
Just
And
trying
they
to get
just
her
like
away,
start
yeah.
bonding and like playing instruments together and shit, and they just like completely like fall in love in this moment. And that whole story arc and that kind of comes full circle and everything, that's what really made the movie for me, because
Yeah.
it's like, dude, this makes it so much fucking fun. Like, this makes it so much better.
Well, I think at one point she's like, "Oh, this room reminds me of my room." Like,
And he was
he's
like, really? Yeah.
yeah. It's so funny because eventually you do like you kind of like we'll tell you at the end, but it like makes everything in the movie that much better. But these vampire girls go throughout the house and they start dispatching of the residents. None of the kills are rather gruesome, right? It's just your typical vampire, like bite on the neck, and that's
The scene that I had to pull, which was pretty funny, was the one girl has Tom in his room, and he for some reason has put a giant vibrator in his pants, and he's like pushing her down there. So she goes to like bite him in the leg, and she bites into this fucking vibrator.
Yeah.
It like electrocutes her and shit. Dude, it is so fucking stupid, but like funny at the same time. It's so fitting for this movie, man. Like it fits so well.
Yeah, like there's so many of those clips in this movie. Like we had how many originally? 19?
I pulled like 17 to 18 clips total, and I was like, oh man,
That's
we're not
way
gonna be able to show all these.
Yeah, that's way too much. At that point, we're just showing the fucking movie. There's so much stuff that we're not showing you either. Like this is such a small snippet of the movie. There's so much to it. It's all so well done. As you could tell, we both fucking loved it. This was, I'm going to say it was both our first time watches, since you literally saw it maybe only 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah, this was my first time watch for sure.
yeah. There's only a handful of movies that I feel like, I was like that impressed with, like Scary Movie. Like first time like watching that, it's like, wow. Like that was
Yeah,
fucking
blown away.
ridiculous. You know what I mean? Zombie Rampage. First time watching that, it's like, wow, that was like, for me at least, it was like, wow, that was awesome. There's something different about finding these fucking, movies that we never even had a shot of watching. You know what I mean? Like it just adds to it a little bit when they're actually awesome.
This did give me like the same feeling I got from Scary Movie, where it was a movie that was like lost to me, that was shown to me by a friend, and just completely took me by surprise, and I instantly fell in love with it. And that is like the fun part about, these kind of movies, that if you can look past like the imperfections and like some of the shit that you deal with low budget movies, you find things that you are just gonna fucking be blown away by, and like you would have never have seen otherwise. Like I would have never have seen Scary Movie, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even just based on the cover of the VHS, I'd have no interest in watching that. Like it doesn't sell me. But that movie is fucking incredible, just like this one is. And it's front to back, the acting, the soundtrack, that opening theme, this fucking story, dude. There's parts of this that are just so fucking ridiculous. Like when he's fighting with like the head vampire chick, and she ends up fucking the big surprise with her hairdo that fucking happens in the bathroom. This totally, I mean, I knew something was up with her fucking head, but this whole thing like just totally took me by surprise.
Is that badass bitch? is that this clip?
Badass bald bitch? Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. He's wearing the neck brace. I like that.
Kung Fu's her ass into the tub.
It's like a Super Nintendo fucking score.
Music is great.
I'm just letting the people fucking hear this soundtrack.
This.
She has no hair. She's got about as much hair as we do.
That's
That's
like fucking Nosferatu when she fucking takes that fucking wig off.
that's
like
so
that,
fucking
dude.
funny. I see Silhouetted Animator said this is why collecting these older obscure VHS only films is a great way to archive them. That's 100% sure. We would have also probably never seen Soul of the Demon if that wasn't
It's another banger, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of the Hell Roller is another one. I mean, there's a DVD, but it's just as fucking, I guess, hard to come by.
Dude, the neck brace was a genius touch for this whole thing. I love how they had like this neck guard on that like protects them from vampire bites.
It's like the
and shit like
plastic
that.
one, like the Jim
That they-
Cornette fucking.
Yeah. It the whole like vampire kit that they got that he like has throughout the movie with the crossbow and like the bag
The
of steaks
crossbow
and shit.
is like a crossbow you would buy at like the fucking flea market guy with all the knives.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's that
so,
type
like,
of crossbow. Yeah, and it looks like they're shooting
man.
pencils, right? Like it really doesn't do much to the vampire girls when they get shot with it. Like actually none of them.
Impervious to that bullshit. Honestly.
Yeah, none of them really get fucked up by that at all, right? Like that was That was the only thing that I was a little surprised by. Right? It seemed like
I
it
like
just
that
stunned
though.
them.
I like that they were like overpowered, that they were like impervious to like bullshit, like a fucking little crossbow arrow and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you got to get them with the stake. They're not gonna stop getting a little crossbow in the hand. You know, that's cool to me. And I like when she catches it. She like catches the fucking crossbow arrow before it hits her chest. I'm like, that's bad.
Damn. One thing I like is when you have the fucking the guy, the horror host on TV, Sir Peterson, saying that
He challenges the
he'll
vampires?
challenge any vampire. Come on this fucking show and I'll prove and all that shit.
It shows up, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh, Fangs. Fangs. Oh, come on. Fangs show. I mean, that's old hat. I mean, I did a Fangs
I love
show
that
in
we're seeing it on a
Bakersfield.
TV
It ain't
too.
worth nothing.
Yeah.
Some broad with 2-bit store-bought Fangs is going to replace me? Come on. I mean, look at him. Ow. God.
He's dressed like
that
EK.
hurt. Jeez.
Damn it, bitch.
This is like a howling moment. People finding out vampires are real on TV,
Are you
on
like-
public
On TV,
access.
right?
You like for real? Oh,
Are you like for real?
Yeah. That's fucking awesome. I love that guy's delivery. The whole time he's on is just fucking hilarious.
Sir Peterson is the man for sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
like
this shit.
he just doesn't give a shit the whole time. He's incredibly funny, and like that type of scene or whatnot to me is like the equivalent of like the fake news broadcast, where like you love
it
to see
feels
the
that
show
way.
inside
Yeah.
the show. You know, it's so entertaining, that like inception of the horror things. It's great.
And that's why
Movies
I-
inside the movies, and
And that's why I loved why it was on a TV, because it adds to that feeling. You know,
Yeah.
like it'd been fine if they just showed it full screen, like it was part of the movie, but to like feel like you're now in Ken's room watching it on his TV happen live it just adds to the experience for me.
yeah, I agree with that 100%. So, do you want to explain not the ending, but how he ends up dispatching of all these vampires?
Yeah, I mean, so Ken is put in a fucking a dilly of a pickle, if I've ever been say so myself. And you know, he's got all these vampires that have now, you know, Tom has come back and Bobby has come back. The two other vampire chicks are all like still in the house after him, and they're all surrounding him. It's about to be, shall we say, curtains for dear old Ken. And you know, an unlikely hero will save the day. Fucking
Ken?
vampires and stuff, like,
It's saved by a vampire. And what vampire is it? His new vampire girlfriend. Is that like the ultimate goth girlfriend? Like an actual vampire?
yeah, that's what you need, right? Especially with oh, dude, her. Yeah,
They have this like short standoff too, where like it's like, oh, like I'm gonna kill you. No, here, you kill me. And then he's like, nah, but we love each other. You know, all right. So we see that this whole thing has actually been a dream. Ken wakes up in a panic,
Honey.
rolls over. Oh, it's a vampire in his bed. Oh, but he's got the neck
You
brace
okay?
on.
The neck brace worked again.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
That's just my reflexes.
And she says, will you ever
it's
get
so
sick of me
fucking bad.
because of my disability?
yeah, dude.
He's like, no, I'll love you forever. And then they start
Forever,
playing
baby.
the fucking theme song on trumpets. They just pull him out of nowhere.
Oh, dude.
So there's actually a happy ending to this
Happily
movie, and
ever
it's like a
after.
satisfying fucking ending because Ken's friends were all shitty, her friends were all shitty, and they made
They're
it
the only
work.
the only two good ones, man. And
Now.
it's a Romeo and Juliet situation. They're
Now.
not supposed to be together.
You got to watch the movie so you could see the end credits. We don't have it here, but
It's
throughout
long, so I couldn't take it honestly.
throughout the end credits, you see still photos from their wedding, and it's in
fucking
Transylvania, and it's
Her
him meeting,
parents and
yeah,
shit.
it's meeting her parents, her uncles, and all that shit, like her family. It's hilarious. And then there's one that says, and 9 months later, it's him and her holding a baby, and the baby's like pale white, right? Like it looks.
After death.
It's so funny.
amazing.
So, dude, eventually,
this is great.
would she have to bite him eventually?
If he's gonna live forever, and if
Right.
that was the case, I'd be like, let's do it when I'm young and we're looking good here together. You know, let's not wait till I'm 80.
Yeah, yeah. It's just what a movie, man. It says everything. It says everything that we love. Actually, man, let me scratch that. It doesn't have gore, but
No.
it's still
It makes
fucking
up for
amazing. It ain't like Heavy Metal Massacre.
So for me, it's it's nothing like that.
That's a cursed episode. Don't listen to. No, I'm just kidding. Go back and listen to that. Hear the cursed episode with E.K. Wimmer from the
it was a
Laser
great
Graves
time, though.
podcast. Yeah.
But for me, it's like now I have these two things, you know, as far as the ultimate, most badass, violent vampire movie, I have Darkness. And now for like the funnest, campiest, like cheesy, but in the best possible way vampire movie, I have Vampire Nights. Because like these two are just incredible for me. Those two movies that I've now like have a different plateau of excellence
Yeah.
in my world for different reasons. I mean, this doesn't beat Darkness by any means. Darkness is king. But this is fucking
pretty
right
good.
there.
This is a good double feature with Darkness. You got like the two ends of the spectrum.
Oh, dude, that
You
would
know?
be such a fun night. Yeah.
There's a lot
you
of-
start with this, you start light, and then you fucking hit them with Darkness afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. Like we've watched other things that are, vampire movies and they're kind of funny and all that stuff, but like this, I feel like is probably the best one that we've seen so far.
Agreed.
Right? Like this
I
is
fully agree with that.
when it comes to like a goofy, fun, entertaining, like this is a movie you could put on with a group of people. You'd have a fucking great time watching it.
100%.
Right? Like it's just, I would even say this is, I would say that you could watch this around like a Halloween season. It feels like almost it's like taking place around then.
Yeah.
Like this
sure.
is a good October watch. Maybe wait and put it on during that time, or go watch it right now.
Watch
Obviously,
it over and over again. Honestly,
yeah.
It's
Be like
fucking
be like me. Watch it 4 times.
awesome. 1 week.
In 1 week, and you kind of memorize everything. It's pretty good. But Grizz, let me hear your final thoughts on this. Give me a wrap up.
Home fucking run, dude. This has, like you just said, everything that I want from like I've said before, the acting, the line delivery is incredible. The people who they chose for the different roles are so fitting. It's such a time and place captured. The build up to the actual like finale at the house is great with the party and everything. There's very little that I can complain about this movie. Just some scenes being a little hard to read because of the lighting effects and the time and shit. But
It's not that bad.
I mean,
We've seen worse.
That's really, I'm picking at fucking hairs here to try to find something to bitch about because
Yeah.
this is a fucking home run.
It says that it is an hour and a half. Doesn't feel like it's an hour and a half. I feel like you
Could have been
breeze
another
by.
hour.
Yeah. The Titanic cut of Vampire
that's
Nights.
what I
I'm just extremely impressed with this one. I really think this deserves to be out there, just like Darkness deserves to have a Blu-ray.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like these movies, for whatever reason, didn't get their due at the time, but now it's 2023. You got Vinegar Syndrome and all these other people putting out this shit. And
This has to be on somebody's radar. Someone better be doing some work to find this motherfucker. 'Cause
Yeah.
I need the cleaned up Vampire Nights in my life so
yes.
bad.
Yeah, so that was Vampire Nights from 1988. And by the way, that's KNIGHTS in case you're trying to find it somewhere.
Like Demon Knights.
Yeah. Well, Demon Knight.
Nights.
yeah.
And Knights. Depends on how you look at it.
I think if you probably put Knights, NIGHTS, you'll probably get porno. I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm guessing that's going to be like some who did all those, like the Shakarama. What was their what was what was like the brand that they used for the
all the Triple X stuff. Or
Yeah, yeah.
It was soft core. It really wasn't.
I know
Triple X,
EK
but-
knows that probably. They had like a different sub company for that. But Grizz, I think it's time we head over to the wide world of metal.
Yeah, dude, and we are digging up a cool single that just got released from a band that's been around for a long time in the death metal kind of slam community. Originally out of Mexico, now I believe out of California, definitely somewhere southwest, I'm pretty sure. But the band is called Rottenness. Great fucking name. The new single called Surgically Impaired. This fucking track blew me away. I had actually picked a Lipoma album that we were going to cover, and it's a good album. Don't get me wrong. I love Lipoma, but man, I heard this and I was like, Mike, we're fucking doing a 180.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the fucking.
And we
this
got
is-
a music
this is the
video.
album. Yeah, and they had a great fucking the video. Honestly, I listened to the song. The song was great. Then I found the video, and I was like, Jesus Christ! And we talked about it, dude. Like, bands like this that put out content in this way. This is what has always made me jealous of being in a band like this, in a band that just it looks like a fun band to be in. Like
they're having
been
a
in
good
bunch of
time.
different bands. Sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes it's a great time. And I'm sure that's way with all bands and stuff like that. But when you watch a video, like we're going to show you some of these clips, it's just like, damn, this is a fucking fun. This is a party, you know?
Yeah.
Let's start with the surgically impaired. Just the overall, this is the general idea of what this track sounds like.
And this is what the video's like. They're all playing. They're wearing like luchador masks in like a small ass hostel room.
The bathroom. I love that the fucking singer's like a caveman. It's the best.
It's a lot of people. Was that Maryland Death Fest?
Why? I just saw what fucking festival was that. I know some of the footage is from Obscene Extreme as well, but that's all footage from this past year that they've shot in like 2023.
Yeah.
So it's like a brand new video and shit. The music it's insane. The production is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it sounds great. The guitar and bass tones are sick in this.
They're so
Absolutely
readable
awesome. Yeah.
from each
Clear.
other, but they're so complementary of one another at the same time.
Yeah.
The drummer is a goddamn machine. The dude is a fucking monster on that kit. And then we have this guitar player who's like one of the founding members of the band since 1994. It says,
Wow.
which is crazy, dude. He rips this fucking solo in this song, and I'm like, bro, what are we talking about here?
This fucks, man.
This fucks up.
Yeah.
I love this ending too. Big swells. Yeah, dude.
He's doing. He's standing like in front of a swamp, right? Like the video is awesome. Like it's super fun. It's not serious. They're all laughing throughout the whole fucking thing. It's an awesome song. Everybody rips. The drummer's sick. The guitar player's fucking great. I've never listened to them before. At least I can't remember. It's possible that I have, but this is something that I'm gonna be checking out more now. This is a fucking. There's like a thing
Their
with
last
death
few
metal.
albums
There's
are,
like a
are awesome, dude.
dude.
Check
There's
them
like
out.
there's like a thing with death metal where there's like certain bands that you can listen to, and there's like a groove throughout the whole song, where like it's really heavy. It's still like extreme and all that shit, but like you can listen through the whole thing, and it's just like a really easy listen to, and like that's what this shit reminds me of. You know what I
It's
mean?
so
Like
funny we say that this is an easy listen, but like it really is, because like if you're into this kind of music, it catches you in the right way, where it really does. It just, you don't even think about it. You're like, fuck, I am so into it. I'm so fucking into it. Like you don't think about anything else but of how fucking awesome the track is that you're listening to. Like you're not being critical of it in any way just because like it's so solid. Like I can't say there's anything about this track that I'd be like, no, that doesn't fit for me. This doesn't work here or
Yeah.
anything. Like it's it's really put together in the proper way.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you go back and listen to some of the bands, I'm not gonna say their entire catalog. Obviously, some of their earlier stuff is a little rougher, but their last couple of albums are so polished up like this, where you're like, you get a sense of how fucking technical that this band can be.
Yeah, yeah. I 100% agree, man. I fucking love it. I'm going to definitely check out the older albums now. You've opened my eyes. Where can they find this stuff? I'm guessing everywhere.
Yeah, this single is on Spotify. Check out their Instagram page. Give these guys a follow. 100%, support them in every way that they can. More bands like this that we, hit up their band camps, especially on those like Bandcamp Fridays and shit like that, with 100% of the proceeds go to those bands. That's what we as fans now can really do, because the music industry is fucking shot for artists.
Yeah.
So like, if you want to support an artist, go buy their merch. Go buy it directly from that fucking band. Go to their pages and support them that way, instead of fucking through Spotify shit. Yeah, listen to them on Spotify. That's great. But
Go spend
really
money.
dig in and fucking spend some money on these bands so they can continue to get into the studios. They can continue to put out cool merchandise and shit like that. That's the only way we're going to keep this fucker alive, man.
True.
It's like showing you bands like this and shit. So
Yeah,
go
it's like
support them.
Yeah, it's like showing you movies that you've never seen, showing you bands that you've never heard.
You got to listen to them, man.
So, Grizz, what was the name of the band and album?
This is Rottenness, and the single is called Surgically Impaired. The fucking album cover is gross and fucking brutal, and everything you want it to be. It's disgusting. Check it out.
There it is. There it is. So I think that just wraps it up for this week, Grizz. Any clue what you want to do next week, man? What do you think?
Man, I was thinking about it, and I feel like we should go back and do something with our boy Tim. So I was thinking maybe some Truth or Dare 2, Wicked Games.
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to get into some of that?
Yeah,
I think
let's
we
do-
haven't covered enough of that in a long time. So.
Yeah, let's go back to our man Timothy Ritter. I hope his name
Right.
is. I hope he doesn't dislike it. I don't know.
My name's not Timothy, bro.
Yeah, fuck you, bro. Yeah, so let's do Truth or Dare 2, man. That I haven't watched Truth or Dare probably since we covered it, which is a very
Been a while.
Yeah, it's
Over
been
a
a
year
while.
ago,
So
for
I'm
sure.
gonna have to revisit that. I'll watch 2. Maybe I'll watch 3 also. All right, we could keep going. Actually, how many are there
Part
now?
8, probably. I think there's 8
Yeah, there's a
altogether.
lot. It's like things.
Go
how there's,
wild.
yeah. There's like a million things now, like 6 of them or 7 of them.
2 is
Camp
good
Blood,
though.
8?
I
don't
like
know.
this one. Out of all the sequels, this is obviously, I think the best one.
Yeah.
I don't think this is, Truth or Dare is special, but this is a great fucking movie, and we're gonna get into it next week.
Yeah, I'm excited. Check us out. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, youtube.com/at Bad Taste Video Podcast. We have it linked at pretty much everywhere. You can find it actually on our website, www.badtastevideo.com. Grizz, where could they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Instagram at Cade_enabler.
And you can find me at Bad Taste Video, and you could find, like I said, everything we do at www.badtastevideo.com. We also have a Patreon if you want to help us pay the bills. Actually, everybody joined so I could get a new computer, and maybe we could do some live.
Ditto.
Yeah, we could do some live CGI work on here. I'm afraid that my computer's going to fucking explode at this point. But you know what?
Sizzling.
So be it.
Cooking
So
egg
be
on
it.
that bitch, dude.
Yeah, if we ever just completely disappear off a stream, chances are my shit is shot. Yeah. Hey man, it's been through the ringer. That's for damn sure. But I do take care of it. I blow out all the fucking shit. I fucking
Blows
vacuum
it, don't
stuff.
worry.
Yeah. Hey man. I try to keep everything clean.
Treats it right.
But I really just can't express how much I want everybody to go look for this movie, try to see it. Vampire Nights, Nights with a K, Knights. You will not regret it. 1988. There is a copy on YouTube. Is there a
If you're having a hard
DVD or
time finding
anything?
it, just fucking hit me up on Instagram. We'll work something out.
Yeah,
we
is there?
will get you a chance to watch this movie.
Let's see, Vampire Nights, 1988 DVD. So there is a DVD. Oh, it's a DVD-R, region-free
Yeah.
DVD-R. Yeah.
Apart from that, that person online that just makes all those bootleg movies, and there's a website of everything is on there, like the DVD lady or some shit like that. I think it's called or something.
Yeah. So if you Google
It's so
Vampire
sketchy.
Nights,
I've never bought anything.
Google Vampire Nights 1988, and that like YouTube link that's there, that's the one. That is the one.
One.
Yeah, that is the one that you want to see. The rip is a little shitty. We'll work something out. Maybe I can fucking, I don't even know.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'll see how mine is when it comes, and we'll let you know. We'll show you. We'll show you on the Patreon. How about that?
Join the Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord. I want to start having people trading tapes on there. I don't really want you guys selling shit on there, maybe, because too much drama comes with that. I don't need to play fucking Constable fucking Cheeseburger
Don't make
on
me
there.
moderate, motherfuckers. I'll get up in there.
Yeah. But
fucking win a
join
lotto.
in there. Everybody become friends. We'll get some shit going. I'll try to maybe see if I can just, I don't know. We'll see. Join the Discord, linked in our fucking on our
promise.
website and everything. Yeah. But thank you everybody for coming. Thank you to the chat. You've been great as usual.
Yeah,
Thank
love
you
you
to
guys.
everybody at home listening on their favorite podcast server, distributor, whatever. But if you want to see this done live, we record this every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Bad Taste Video Podcast. Subscribe. You'll know when we go live. That's it. Right?
Boom.
Damn, there's so much house cleaning now, housekeeping, whatever, compared to like when we first started. Damn. Don't ever
We
like.
have things. We're doing things. Dude.
Can you off the top of your head say what the first episode of Bad Taste Video was?
That you did?
Yeah, just number 1, episode 1.
Ghoulies 2.
No.
Was
Close.
it a Ghoulies?
Yeah.
I knew it was a Ghoulies.
Part 3.
Ghoulies 3. Oh,
Ghoulies 3.
dude.
Ghoulies go to college.
I knew I was fucking close.
When we get to episode 300, we'll cover that again.
God damn it. We're gonna skip through.
No,
it.
man, I've been on a tear lately. Like I've been tracking down some good shit for us to cover. We're gonna have a good
deal.
time, man. So thank you,
October's gonna be
everybody.
fun, everybody too. So.
Oh yeah, I got some shit ready for October. We're gonna make you guys puke. We're gonna get thrown off YouTube. So thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for listening. We will see you next week.